Welcome to the Jennifer Sheehan Show. I'm Jennifer Sheehan. Today's show is going to be all about trials. James 1:2, my brethren, count it all joy when you fall into various trials, knowing that the testing of your faith produces patience. Today, I would like to introduce you to my dear friend, and I call her Sassy Sandy Spoonmore. Welcome to the show, Sandy.
Thank you, Jennifer. Pleasure to be here.
It is such a pleasure to be here. And you know, I just nicknamed you Sassy Sandy
Yes,
because
I
you are
know.
sassy.
My brother would agree with you about that.
I'm just thinking you should own it.
Okay, I'm owning it.
You got
it's
it?
all over it, yeah.
Okay. I'm so excited to have you here, and I think you look absolutely gorgeous today. I
Thank
think you
you.
kind of outdid me. I would have stepped up my game a little bit if I knew you were going to look so good.
Well, I had to outdo you. I'm on the Jennifer Sheehan show.
I know, right?
Yeah.
I'll just let you have it today, okay?
Okay, great.
But
great.
tomorrow, that's another story.
Okay, got it.
So tell me well, first of all, tell us all what disease you have.
I have a form of muscular dystrophy called spinal muscular atrophy. And I've had it since I was born. I was diagnosed with it when I was 2 years old. And the doctor said, take her to Disneyland and enjoy her. She won't live much longer.
Wow.
And I just celebrated my 54th birthday.
Congratulations and
Thank
happy
you,
birthday.
Thank you.
Amazing. So the doctors were wrong.
That's right, they were wrong.
Absolutely. So so I remember you telling me that you started walking and then you stopped walking.
Correct.
And that's why your parents knew something wasn't right.
That's right.
So, and then your parents, I know you from Prestonwood Baptist Church. We've been friends. I
Yes.
give you a big hug every Sunday. And how did your faith, like how old were you when you prayed to receive Christ?
I was 9 years old. I was in Millington, Tennessee. My dad was in the Navy, so that was where we were stationed at that time. And I remember it like it was yesterday.
Wow. You know, my favorite story that you shared with me is the jump rope story.
The jump rope story,
Yes.
yes.
So tell us the jump rope story.
Well, it was in Millington also, and it was when I was in elementary school, and it was kind of rough in elementary school with playground time, and you know, nobody really wanted to play with the girl
What? That's
in the
not
wheelchair.
nice.
I know, it wasn't nice. And I always wanted to hold the jump rope,
Right.
and no one would let me. Well, one day, the jump rope broke,
Right.
and nobody could play jump rope. Well, I had saved up my money from my chores that I would do for my family, and I went to the dollar store and got a jump rope. And then we go to playground, and I was like, oh, you want to play jump rope? Because, see, I was kind of a pistol back there.
Still are?
Yes. And they said yes, and I said, we can play, but I have to hold one end of it.
I love it.
So I got to play jump rope.
I absolutely love it. And you know what? That's my favorite thing about you is that you are so sassy.
I am.
I think that is amazing, and the story's awesome, and you showed those kids, huh?
That's right.
So you had to get smart.
That's right. You had to get smart and be able to figure out how to work past the challenges instead of going and pouting. How could you do it in a positive way?
Absolutely. I love that. And just your positivity and your joy, it really inspires me.
Oh, thank you.
Tell us about your feeding tube story.
Well, it was probably 15, 16 years ago, and I had gone to meet with some of the scientists for my type of disability. And I had lost a lot of weight. And she was like, either you make a decision to let someone help you eat to feed you, or we put in a feeding tube.
Wow.
Well, I didn't want no feeding tube because that's not attractive.
Right?
So I had
Because
to
looks
make-
are very important.
Very.
Just saying.
Yes. So I had to make a very hard transition
Right,
in my life to let people feed me.
right,
And it was a big deal because people stare and people watch and make decisions about who you are
right,
and how smart you are by what they see.
right.
But I
Unfortunately.
did it, and I gained my weight, and everything is great.
Wow. And I'm so sorry that you had to go through that because this disease progresses, right?
That's correct, it does. But the good news is that in December of 2016, they found the first ever treatment.
Awesome.
And I've been receiving that treatment since August of 2017 and had huge positive responses to it. Stronger, talk louder, things like that, just great.
Wow. So you told me that it's just making you feel like your body's coming alive.
It is, it's waking up and doing things that's never ever done.
Wow. I love that. So you're going to be playing basketball tomorrow?
Oh no, I watch basketball, no. You can break your nails playing basketball.
You know what? So good reason not to do it,
That's right,
Because our nails are very
exactly.
important.
Very important.
I love it. So what are some of the things that you've been able to do? Like I know you said that you went on a campaign trail with some pretty well-known people.
I have. I've toured the country with Bob Dole and Colin Powell. We were, it was back when I worked for Nations Bank, and we had a big push with Colin Powell and and just employing people with disabilities, helping them to move into a positive environment where they could work. So we worked with the National Chamber of Commerce on stepping up the game with that.
That is so amazing. I'm so proud of you, girl, to do so much.
Thank you.
We're actually going to come back and talk to Sandy more about how Baylor University gave her an amazing gift. We'll be right back.
Today's extraordinary feat, Chris climbs stairs. This may look easy, but with severe back pain, it's impossible. Dr. Stephen Courtney and his team at Advanced Spine Center offer exceptional orthopedic care for neck and back pain. For more information on the latest advancements in minimally invasive spine surgery, call today 972-499-5457.
It takes a village to raise a kid and change the world.
But today, we are more disconnected than ever.
But our children still have the same problems.
No self-esteem, no social skills, and lack of grit.
As a teacher, the most difficult challenge we face
is to teach kids who see no value in education.
Ethos Village is a digital tool that engages kids, parents, and teachers.
So we can engage parents and kids in a fun and entertaining environment.
And this great curriculum is highlighted by experienced parents, professional athletes, and celebrities
that tell the real-life stories.
Stories of struggle and success.
That show kids, parents, and teachers
the sky's the limit.
Visit www.ethosvillage.com.
Join the village, Ethos Village.
Imagine a global movement of people coming together to feed the hungry, to serve the poor, to celebrate. That day is coming.
I've always believed that trust is one of the greatest compliments someone can receive. When our clients trust our team to handle one of their largest financial decisions they'll ever make, we take that very seriously. Having been in the business for over 36 years, I know that trust does not come easily, it has to be earned. Our team is committed to providing the best real estate service possible with the ultimate goal of having a seamless transaction and as little stress as possible. Let us show you why we are the best in the business.
The Jennifer Sheehan Show is about real people with real stories of redemption, miracles, pain, overcoming, and struggles. They're sharing their stories to inspire you and give you hope. We would love for you to partner with us and support us. The Jennifer Sheehan Show is now a 501c3. You can support us by going to thejennifersheehanshow.com and hitting the button donate. Thank you so much for your support. Welcome back to the Jennifer Sheehan Show, and we're talking with sassy Sandy Spoonmore. And Sandy, so you got a gift from the president of Baylor University.
That's correct. I did. I went to Baylor, sick 'em Bears.
Woohoo!
And I graduated there with a computer science and a statistics degree. But when I was there, I was the very first person in a wheelchair to ever attend Baylor. And they realized that it wasn't quite accommodating because this was in the 80s, before the ADA. So they followed me around for 1 week, and during the summer, they did over $1 million worth of enhancements to the campus and the football stadium.
Right, because you had to sit on the visitor's side, correct?
That's correct.
And not with all the other students because it wasn't wheelchair friendly.
With my friends, exactly.
Wow.
And they made it so I could do all that. So yes, incredible gift.
I love that. What an amazing gift that they gave you. So I'm so proud of you for getting a college degree.
Oh yeah.
And then where has that taken you now for work?
Well, I immediately started working at Texas Instruments, then EDS, then Nations Bank, and now for the last 20 years, I've been a sales director with Mary Kay Cosmetics.
I love it. And I see your little pin.
Oh,
and what did you tell the guys when they were miking you? What would you do if they messed with your pin?
I would not be happy if they covered up my pin.
Right.
That's right. I love Mary Kay. It's been excellent to me, allowed me to have a lot of flexibility, a lot of fun. I've earned 10 free cars, of which I've been able to buy 4 wheelchair accessible vans and donate the other 3 to families.
I love
that couldn't afford it.
So how many cars have you gotten from them?
10.
Wow, congratulations. How many ladies do you have under you?
Around 50.
Wow. You are so amazing. I'm so inspired by you.
Thank you.
That is just so amazing. And you know, you shared something with me that I really love. You said when we were at church that Pastor Graham was talking about a word that describes our lives. And tell everybody the word that you chose for your life, to sum up your life.
Well, I first started with faith because I thought, you know, I have a lot of faith. And then I thought, no, that doesn't go deep enough. And so then I thought, okay, maybe it should be believe, because I believe when you have faith in many things God can do in your life. And then I thought, no, that's not really deep enough either. And so then I came up with joy, because in spite of all the challenges that I've had in my life and the hard times and the obstacles, I've always had joy. There was always a true joy in my heart. And so joy is my life word.
I love it. I mean, just to see you and to see that you're in a wheelchair, you can't feed yourself, and you even have to have help 24/7, right?
That's right, correct, yes.
24/7, like at the nighttime when you're trying to turn over, or
correct,
somebody has to do that because you can't sit up or turn over, correct?
That's right.
Wow, and all of these challenges, and you picked the word joy.
Yes.
That is just so inspiring to me. And you know, you said something else that was really inspiring to me. You mentioned that if you didn't have this disability, that you would just be Sandy.
That's right.
That you wouldn't have all these experiences that you've had.
That's correct, yes. I mean, 2 years ago, I got one of the greatest opportunities of being Miss Wheelchair Texas.
Wow.
Of 2016.
Did you get a crown?
I did.
Oh, I'm so jealous of my crown.
It's so beautiful. It came from Jared. It's so gorgeous.
Oh, I love it.
But anyway, I was able to tour the state of Texas and talk to people with disabilities and encourage them to go to college.
I
And
love it.
encourage families that their kids can have it all and things like that. And I couldn't have done that if I was just Sandy.
Well, I think you're amazing, Sandy, and thank you so much for coming on the Jennifer Sheehan Show. You're amazing and inspiring, and I just love you, girl.
Well, thank you. I loved being here. It was an honor.
Next, you don't want to miss our next segment. We're going to have Brenda and her 14-year-old daughter, Mina, telling her story about how she had to tell her mom that her grandfather was molesting her. We'll be right back.
I've always believed that trust is one of the greatest compliments someone can receive. When our clients trust our team to handle one of their largest financial decisions they'll ever make, we take that very seriously. Having been in the business for over 36 years, I know that trust does not come easily, it has to be earned. Our team is committed to providing the best real estate service possible with the ultimate goal of having a seamless transaction and as little stress as possible. Let us show you why we are the best in the business.
Imagine a global movement of people coming together to feed the hungry, to serve the poor, to celebrate. That day is coming.
Today's extraordinary feat, Chris climbs stairs. This may look easy, but with severe back pain, it's impossible. Dr. Stephen Courtney and his team at Advanced Spine Center offer exceptional orthopedic care for neck and back pain. For more information on the latest advancements in minimally invasive spine surgery, call today 972-499-5457.
God placed on my heart 12 years ago to write a book of my life story. I said, no way. First of all, I don't want my painful past out to the public. Second of all, I'm a horrible speller. And third of all, I don't have the desire or time to write a book. He said, if it inspires one person, is it worth it to you then? I said yes and started writing my book 2 years ago. My book is the life story of me being born and raised in Southern California to a bipolar alcoholic mother that was married 6 times. My mother physically and mentally abused me my whole life. Then I joined the United States Army right out of high school. I spent 4 years in the Army, 1 year in Iraq, weapons specialist. This book will inspire you. I am so happy to come from where I've come to be where I am today. You can purchase Painful Victories on my website at thejennifersheehanshow.com. Welcome back to the Jennifer Sheehan Show. Our guest now that I'd like to introduce you to is Brenda and Mina. Hi Brenda, hi Mina, so happy to have you on my show. Mina, you are so cute. How old are you?
I'm 14.
14 years old. So talking about trials today, and you've really gone through a trial. So tell us, Brenda, what you've had to go through.
Just a nightmare that I never imagined.
Right.
It's already been 3 years, but it has taken its toll on me personally, health-wise, and we've suffered a lot because it's myself and the 3 girls. Mina's 14, Zoe's 13, and then my little one Riley is 5. So I feel alone in a way because I felt like I shut out a lot of people just because I was embarrassed, ashamed, or just I felt like when people look at us, look at me, that they can see everything that's happened.
Right.
And you know, when my daughter came forward, it was January the 2nd of 2016. I had just gotten to the hospital. I had had heart stents, and my dad had came here to be with us from Lubbock. And never in my life did I imagine, because my dad was a wonderful dad. He loved my mom. He took care of us. He was a hard worker. Never needed anything because he was always a great provider. So I never imagined that he would be the person that would betray us the most.
Right. And what did your father do to Mina?
During 2008 and 2010, I had gotten sick and couldn't move some of my body, like my top body parts. So my dad picked us up, closed my business. I had the dress business at that time, and moved us to Lubbock because to be able to help my 2 brothers over there, my family. During that time, Mina was 4 and 5 years old. And I don't know when or how or what, but in through the few times that he stayed, that he took care of them, because it was also Zoe, he managed to molest my daughter.
I'm so sorry. And what happened to you with your grandfather? With your grandfather.
Yeah, it was, that was my dad's dad. I was molested at 3 years old, and I had never said anything to anyone. And I felt like it never affected me. My grandpa had passed away, but that night when Mina was telling me, just her little piercing cry and all that, and then she couldn't tell me, and I was just, tell me enough so I can know where to go from this point. And
what did you have in your house when you found this out?
My dad was sleeping in the front room, and we have guns. I didn't have bullets.
Thank goodness.
At that moment, first when she said, that he had touched her, again, that day, that week, I thought, okay, I'm just going to go kick him out of my house, call the police, whatever. But then she couldn't tell me the rest, and I needed to know, how bad and where we needed to go. I didn't know who to call, the police or who. And so she couldn't tell me. She's there crying. I'm holding her, and just her piercing cry is just like what pierces me still to this day.
Right.
And so I had to tell her that my grandpa had done that to me, so she could be able to say it.
Right. I'm so sorry that happened to both of you. Mina, what did you ask your mom about where your grandfather was going to go, or what question did you ask her?
I asked if he would still be able to go to heaven, if he prayed for forgiveness and everything, if he would still go to heaven.
Right. And your faith is what got you through this, right, Brenda?
Yep, it's gone through. She's my little Jesus child. She's pulled me out of a lot of things and released a lot of people, I feel, because with her coming forward, my aunt, that's my dad's sister, was able to tell me, stuff that happened to them, and I guess the abuse happened to my dad also, to my aunt. And this is crazy, and people won't believe me, but I was 3, and I remember my grandpa touching me and had me there, and my relatives came in, and I remember my aunt looking at me, and I thought, does this happen to her? And after, months after all this had happened, my aunt called me and was talking to me about things. My aunt had committed suicide.
Wow.
And she worked at the Huntsville prison, which is where my dad is now.
Right, so your dad got put in jail
for 20 years.
For molesting Mina.
Yeah, 20 years in prison. So.
Wow.
And
I know that must be so hard on you, because your dad was amazing to you. And just to realize that he then did that to your daughter, I can't imagine how that made you feel. How did that make you feel, girl?
Just a mixture of, I just can't believe it. I mean, I believed her, and without a question, no matter how much I loved him and how great he was and everything, he is where he belongs.
Right.
And I always tell her, because if I cry for my dad or cry, I said, it doesn't matter. It's the right thing. And we went through a lot that first year, all the different, they put you through, all the attorneys and the CPS and you gotta tell the story over and over and over and over the whole year, and it's just almost a torture. So, but I do have faith, and I feel like even though we go through a lot of stuff, Jesus is the one I have, he just keeps pulling us through. And, we started talking, it's like we were going through the GoFundMe thing, and then just praying, and I'm still here, I'm still at the house, so things are still happening, and I'm still going to church. We rented a U-Haul, $1995 U-Haul to do our things. But
thank you so much for just being so brave to come share this, Mina. You are such a beautiful girl and God's child, and I'm so proud of you for sharing. And I think this will give some awareness to other people that are gone through what you've gone through, and help give them some strength to be able to speak out and tell someone. And I'm just very proud of you both for speaking out and telling your truth. And thank you so much both for coming on my show and just telling everyone. I really, really appreciate it.
Thank you.
And so next, on the Jennifer Sheehan Show, I'm going to discuss some of my trials that I've had to go through.
Imagine a global movement of people coming together to feed the hungry, to serve the poor, to celebrate. That day is coming.
I've always believed that trust is one of the greatest compliments someone can receive. When our clients trust our team to handle one of their largest financial decisions they'll ever make, we take that very seriously. Having been in the business for over 36 years, I know that trust does not come easily, it has to be earned. Our team is committed to providing the best real estate service possible with the ultimate goal of having a seamless transaction and as little stress as possible. Let us show you why we are the best in the business.
I'm all in. Are you?
Welcome back to the Jennifer Sheehan Show. God doesn't say if, He says we will have trials and tribulations. Coming from a bipolar alcoholic mom that mentally and physically abused me my